Hi Marisa. I am surprised. You called me today. Is everything alright?
I was just checking on you. You did not come to office today.
Oh? Yeah. I was not feeling like. Wanted a day break.
Sure. But do you mind in case I bother you today?
Not at all. Why are you so worried?
Nick. You know that I am an engineer. Had taken a career break for 2 years due to some personal reasons. I want to be sure I learn and perform best in the team here. So I came across certain queries. You are usually occupied in office, so thought just catch up here. After all, we are neighbors.
Sure. But you do not worry. Just relax. You will gradually learn all things.
Thanks. I would love to be under your guidance. I read a lot about PPP. Could not find much on the internet though.
Yes. PPP is though an old concept now. However, it is not predominantly used procurement method in developing economies.
Ahan. And why is it so?
The government is not centralized. Therefore, each state has different dynamics, land price, willingness to pay. Therefore, they carry a different view on PPP based on their past experience. Also, if the project is financed under various schemes, states prefer to keep the entire control with them. There is not much receptiveness towards PPP, especially in developing economies.
Okay. Well, does that mean states has an arbitrary choice to award a project on EPC even if the project is PPP-able?
Yes, well, you got it right. The states have a full discretion to award a project on either basis. They fund the project with finance available under various schemes, or state's own budget, or they take up loan from various international multilateral agencies.
I get it. But does that mean in case states do not have a spare budget, they can raise any amount from multilateral agencies?
No, the states usually raise limited loan from multilateral agencies as the additional loan does impact the fiscal deficit of the state.
Oh, I did not get a bit of this.
So you can just think over this, that to pay a loan and interest payment, states need to have adequate cash flow. Based on certain formula, they are limited to raise any borrowing. Also, sometimes for a project of national and international importance, central government takes up loan directly or provides sovereign guarantee for the loan on behalf of states. Especially loans from multilateral agencies, say World Bank, Asian Development Bank and others. Therefore, to keep a balanced fiscal deficit in the country, central government keeps a tab on borrowings by states' government. It's a very wide concept. Please study this further and we can discuss.
Sure. So it means states do not have a discretion to take up loans?
Yes. They do not have. Though every state operates in a separate environment. They do have separate revenue and costs. However, they are restricted by country-specific guidelines of raising loan. Therefore, PPP has an advantage here as well. Because in PPP, states' exposure to raising funds becomes limited, as developer takes loan in his personal capacity.
So of course, based on this, states should award all projects on PPP blindly. This could reduce the risk substantially.
It's not that straightforward. There is one more evaluation one conducts when a project is taken up on PPP. It is called cost-benefit analysis. It included comparing the value a project is generating compared to its costs to economy. Say how much employment the project would generate, and other benefits such as taxes it would generate, additional foreign exchange it would bring and others.
I get this. So that's where consultants help governments to sail through the entire processes. Is that right?
Yes, we also help in setting mechanisms for PPP to make it lucrative to private players as well.
And how is that?
We assist governments to adapt certain procedures to attract large private players. This we do by analyzing cost and benefits such as providing certain incentives to developers, say related to tax waiver for certain years, or not charging any cost of land, etc.
That's such a wide statement. How would we as consultants quantify this?
So again, the financial model here plays a vital role. We analyze these costs to government. So from the financial model we need to derive the taxation revenue to government over life of project. Waiver of the same shall be costs. Not charging land premium also is derived from financial model. So it's nothing but top to bottom approach. which means to offer a say 20% equity return to a developer. How much could the government sacrifice?
Tell me a thing. I was talking to an economist today in office. He was telling me that financial model is vital for making economic model as well. How is it so?
Yes, he is correct. Financial model is also a source of information for economic model, which means government has to showcase how the project would bring benefits to society at large.
Okay, can you tell me how?
So economic model per se is an effective tool to foresee the kind of benefits and costs for public at large. So you may think in a direction that tax expense by project is an inflow for the government. Salary cost in a project is for generating employment in the region. Additionally, one may use certain predefined multipliers which economists can refer. These multipliers are applied on the respective costs and revenue line items. These are sourced from financial model itself.
Okay. Thoughts comprehensive.
So now if you analyze what I said, you would feel financial modeling tool is not an independent exercise.
Sorry. I am zealous now to understand the process of PPP. So if government acquires a piece of land and decides to award on PPP, how does one proceed?
So government would first hire a designer and technical consultant. It is to create a master plan of the project, which means to decide where would each component be placed. So if it's a smart city project, the technical consultant has to design in a way that industrial units means factories are not closer to residential units or school. He would check if the region falls under seismic zone. If it does, then the floor space index shall change as you cannot go much higher above the ground.
Thoughts superb. What else do we have to source from these consultants to create a financial model?
Based on the master plan and structure of each component, they would derive the cost of building the project. This is called project life cycle cost. They would segregate the project on components. Say in the SAMRT city it would include land cost, soil preparation, earthworks, construction of buildings, construction of road and other utilities, plus contingencies and cost of studies.
That must be taking a lot of time.
Yes, it does. That's why we generally take up projects after the DPR is done, so that we have a level of preparedness. See Marisa. PPP is a costly affair for governments. With its advantages it comes for a price. Bidding cost and advisory cost range from $1 million to going as high as $2 million. This is based on economy, length of the project, type and complexity of the project. As this would also need time for structuring the project and meeting investors for taking their buy-in. Therefore, it is utmost importance that we make the financial model with precision, considering all components and using statistical methods and predictive analysis, rather than just creating a discounted cash flow. We need to go deeper to predict the success and failure of project and structuring based on that.
Oh yes. I would like to understand more about how to use predictive analysis in the financial modeling. Do you have time?
Sorry, I would have to rush now. I have to be somewhere. Can we discuss this sometime later?
No problem. This session was very helpful. Thanks for your time, Nick.
Sure. Have fun.